So we're here at the Learning Shelter. This is right at the far end of the wood on the western boundary.
To the north, I'd say.
Kind of northern boundary, and we bound onto Wayfield Farm. You see the sheep in the background. It makes it a very private area, which is very important for the aim of why we wanted to do it in the first place. It's a place where people can feel safe and included.
And secluded.
Secluded as well, yeah. We call it a safe haven. I think we're quite different from a lot of other venues in that respect, in that you walk through the wood to get to this part, and by the time you get here, the wood's already had that magic effect on you of that taking off your dusty overcoat of worries and you just kind of chill out a bit. And then by the time you get here, you're kind of like, whoa, there's this structure. What are we doing? We needed somewhere that was sheltered. Why it's called the Learning Shelter. So we can be an all year round weather venue. Somewhere where people can come and learn and be safe. And the reason why it's been made the way it's been made is that we've honoured the wood. We've used everything that has kind of just fallen, or fallen trees or dead wood, existing dead wood. And people really get that this isn't kind of an over-commercial venue, that we're really here for the community, and we want to impart some of the knowledge that we've got, myself as a food and a climate change teacher, and Marc as a traditional carpenter and a bamboo carpenter and a horticulturalist, and that our overall aims are to help people reconnect with nature.
Part of the impetus to make a space like this, part of the motivation to make a space like this, it was to create an area where you felt whole within woodland. So circular is just natural, it's a natural form, and our ancestors built circular. Gives that understanding and that feeling of being held, and the other qualities here of just using what the woodland gave up. We didn't fell a single tree for any of this. Is all stuff on the ground, picked up, but basically making this was just like playing with sticks. And it imparts then this feeling when you're here that it feels like it is part of the place. That's what we wanted. We wanted to feel like, yeah, you're in a structure, but you're also still very much in the woodland. And the kind of things that, well, we're open to a whole load of different things. As long as it's within the ethos of what Deer Wood's about, then it's a venue not just for Lisa and I and our sort of core teachers, but for new people with new ideas and new creative approaches to holding space, to holding events. And as long as it's within the keeping of conservation, within the keeping of sort of community, local community, it's within the keeping of care and well-being. With that in mind, this is a venue for all comers. This is originally, it's just a turning area at the end of our track. That was the original, our very first plan, and that's what we got consent to do, was to create a turning area so that we can go all the way to the end and turn around and come back. It very quickly became apparent there's a nice flat spot to put a shelter for us to do work, a work shelter and an events shelter in keeping with the plan. So that's where it was born from. There was an empty round space here, and it just felt right and appropriate to do something in this beautiful clearing. What we have noticed in the clearing, having been here a lot and doing work, is fantastic, whole different vibe in this corner of the woodland. And we, during the period of making it, we've made friends with a lot of the wildlife because we've been here. So there's the ravens up there who we know personally and we've got names for. There is an amazing array of bats that circle over the circle shelter, which is interesting because the bats come and they just rotate, and obviously doing bat stuff in the clearing right above the circular shelter. and a wealth of wildlife. Deer that come and visit us when we're making, as long as the tools aren't being noisy. There's badgers just up there, they're still around. All sorts of wildlife that we see, and that's part of what we want to enable other people to experience. Is you come here quietly and gently and sit, and you'll hear the birds, and you'll see the insects, you'll hear the river, you'll feel the elements all around you, and you start to deepen your immersion into relationship with a natural place. Yeah.
And I think this has all been made possible because we've done this very slowly. We've listened to the wood, we've listened to the wildlife, and we've just done it bit by bit, because this is our 10th year of being here now. And we wanted to do this quite a while ago, but we listened to the wood, and the wood said, slow down, we can't take that much. You know, and at the heart, we're a conservation woodland, so we need to listen to that. And also to get the funding in place, that was quite a journey for us as well, but luckily Ribbon Foundation have funded the shelter, so here it is. And we're obviously seeking funding to be able to do other parts of projects that are going to be beneficial for the community to be able to then come in. So that's our future.
Where we are in Deer Wood right now.
We are in the heart of Deer Wood, right in the middle, and this is the Deer Wood Native Species Tree Nursery, inspired by our motivation originally to just supply ourselves and our needs within the woodland for trees to replace, as we manage the woodland, to replace what we're using and to enhance biodiversity. But it very quickly became apparent that we had a lot more than we needed. So the nursery grew to become something that isn't just for us here at Deer Wood. It grew to meet demand for native species trees, a growing demand that we're seeing in the community locally and further afield. We wanted to produce trees that we knew were safe from local genome. We also had the motivation to be to honour the local genome and to work within the context of bioregions and bioregional. So those two sort of primary motivators are also a financial one. If we produce our own trees, we don't have to buy them. And we know also that we can check ourselves for disease and health and pathogens. We can source them from stock that we know produce good trees, so it's a selection issue, so we can go to the right trees, the healthy trees. And and that was the original impetus for starting our own nursery, our native nursery.
They're in here at the moment, and they've come up from this year's bunch, and they're about that high already, which is great to see. They're looking very healthy. And as soon as they get to a certain height, I think it's about 2-3 inches, then they're ready to go into the single liners. And from that, you can really select which ones are the best. Although, being the tree mum, I'm a little bit soft, and I go, even if it's a runty one, I'm still going to pot it up. And they wouldn't do that in commercial nurseries, they just wouldn't. So there's a lot of heart. I think that's the difference, is there's a lot of heart goes into this, there's a lot of love goes into it. And we have a lot of people helping us as well. We have regular volunteers that come in through the different seasons, and it's been really nice for them to be the people who not only go and find the nuts, put in, and then pop them on. And then we do a large proportion that then go into the main nurseries, into the ground, so that they can be for bare root. And then a select few we keep and we pot them up, so that we have a range of potted stock that people can buy all year round, because obviously bare root you can only get during that certain season. And yeah, it's year on year, it's grown, excuse the pun. And we've got regular people now coming, and a lot of them, it's great because a lot of them are associated to Deer Wood Trust, and they've come because they wanted to replace things that, like with the ash dieback and stuff like that. But they also get from us aftercare. So we tell them the right places to plant, We tell them the right conditions, how to protect them properly, and how to look after them.
It's a totally organic ethos here. We don't use any chemicals. There is an attrition rate even when you protect them from mostly rodents. That's the major problem. The reason why our trees do really well, exceptionally well, is primarily because of the medium that we grow them in. The medium benefits from being created. We create our own medium from leaf litter, or we plant the trees out for their second stage of growth, or what you call grown in the field, ready for bare-rooted transplanting. They all benefit from the vast array of microorganisms in the soil that we don't fully understand yet, but we know that there's an incredibly diverse web of life at soil level, not to mention all the other levels, but at soil level. And that is key to the really good quality and health of the plants that we have here. We don't really know what's going on, but we have an idea. We trust that, and our ethos is an ethos. It's ethics. It's an organic ethic. We want this place, the site of the nursery, to be as healthy as the woodland or more healthy. So we don't do things that wouldn't naturally be happening here. The next stage, which is going from what we're doing now to also becoming a place of education. So we can pass on this model, and we'll do that. We're developing a course now. We'll be looking for funding for it. I'm talking to a number of organisations. We're associated with the Eden Project, and maybe there's a line in there. I'm going to approach them. We'd like to eventually have a certification so that people can come here, learn this particular very low impact method of horticulture, and then it can spread further and be used by small community groups, private landowners who want to have a small nursery and want to do it really sensitively, and others. Maybe this can spread a model that can be sort of increased to in a way that the primary ethos is care for our environment. That's right behind the thing that pushes us forward. Let's dream a good dream together. Let's work on it. Let's put one foot in front of the other towards a future that is beneficial to all beings. That's it, beneficial to all beings. Anything other than that is not the whole picture. That's it.